For many thousands of years, people have called it a different name. Most people call it meditation. Eastern religions and culture call it dhyana. Christians call it contemplation, and we Filipinos call it pagmumuni-muni. Every culture and even religion supposedly has a name for it. Yet chances are, you might have never been taught about this at all. If I were to guess, if you already have an idea of what meditation is but still don't do it, this is how it goes for you. You sit down, ready to finally start meditating. You look for the most comfortable sitting position and you position your hands into a cool mudra. And you're just really excited to start meditating. But as soon as you close your eyes, your focus is challenged by endless inner chatter, and you find yourself bouncing from one thought to another, and 2 minutes in, you give up. Supposedly the wisest beings who've ever lived, such as Siddhartha Gautama, Lao Tzu, Socrates, Plato, Marcus Aurelius, and even Jesus Christ, all had one thing in common, and that was they all knew how to meditate, or rather, be in the state of meditation. But before we get into the video, make sure to click like and subscribe and turn on the bell notifications to be notified whenever I post more videos like this. So without further ado, let's go straight into the video. According to Buddhists, meditation is a practice of training your mind to focus and to become more aware, and to also learn how to achieve a state of complete relaxation or a heightened state of consciousness through various means such as focusing on the breath, visualization, or by simply emptying the mind. While this sounds easy, I dare you to try for yourself. If you've never meditated before, you may find yourself easily distracted by the inner chaos of your own mind. Your thoughts may bounce from one thing to another and you may find it difficult to focus. However, being aware of these distractions is actually a very important step towards meditation. So if you find these happening to you, then congratulations, you are on the right path. All right, I know what you're thinking. It may seem like you're doing it wrong, but honestly, from my own understanding of meditation, the goal is not to silence the mind, but to simply become aware. To become aware of the noise, the loss of focus, the negative self-talk, the feelings in your body and your emotions. You know, you can learn so much from the things that you can become aware of, and one realization leads to another realization, and before you know it, you are the Buddha. In Filipino, the term we use for meditation is pagmumuni-muni, and sadly, this word has evolved significantly less of what it actually originally means. Nowadays, pag sinabi mong nagmumuni-muni ang isang tao, parang nag-iisip lang ng malalim. But meditation is not even thinking, so that can be right? Well, according to my good friend Frater Sonam Kalinawan, who is a meditation teacher and also a spiritual practitioner, he said that the word pagmumuni-muni actually comes from the name of the Buddha, Sakyamuni, who is known to always be in deep meditation, or, for the lack of a better word, in contemplation. It is also very important to know that there is evidence, alright? There are really solid evidences that suggests that pre-colonial Filipinos traded with Indians, particularly from the state of Gujarat on the west coast of India, Golden Tara. Alright, so Christians also have a word for meditation, and if you're a Christian like I am, you'd be very familiar with the word contemplation. Or to be more exact, deep contemplation. For 7 years, I actually studied in a Catholic school, and quite frankly, mataas ang grades ko sa Christian living. Hindi naman sa nagmamayabang. And from what I learned in school, Christian meditation involves the practice of contemplative prayer, which is a form of quiet and receptive prayer that seeks to deepen our relationship with God by listening and being still. So, kung mahilig ka umattend sa mga recollections and retreats like I do, for sure, alam mo to, Unlike some Eastern traditions that aim to empty the mind, Christian meditation focuses on centering the mind and the heart on the presence and the will of God. Did you know that Christians actually teach different techniques of meditation, such as repeating a word or a phrase like Hail Mary, which in the Hindu tradition they call this mantras, or contemplating on a sacred image or passages, which Buddhists actually have their own version of it and they call it deity yoga or yidam, or simply being present in silence, which by the way, is just a natural effect of being in the meditative state. Through prayer and contemplation, individuals in the Christian tradition believe they can experience a deeper connection to God and a greater understanding of His love and purpose through contemplation. So if you can allow me to share just a bit more, because upon going deep in my search to answer what the is meditation, I discovered that even Jesus have taught and encouraged His disciples to meditate. Of course, since the word meditation did not exist in the ancient language of Aramaic, they had to use, of course, a word more known to them. And just to put this out there, officially, there is no direct evidence that Jesus taught meditation in the traditional sense. However, many scholars and theologians believe that certain teachings and practices of Jesus, as described in the New Testament, could be interpreted as forms of meditation. For example, Jesus often withdrew to quiet places to pray and commune with God. In Luke 5:16, it is written, "But Jesus often withdrew to lonely places and prayed." This can be seen as a form of contemplative prayer or meditation, because similarly in the Sermon on the Mount, Matthew 6:6, Jesus instructs His disciples to go into their inner rooms, to shut the door and pray to God in secret. This could also be interpreted as a form of meditation where one focuses on the present moment and seeks to connect with a higher power. Furthermore, in John 14:20, Jesus says, "On the day you will realize that I am in my Father, and you are in me, and I am in you." This could be interpreted as an invitation to experience a deep sense of unity and connectedness with the divine, which is a common goal of many meditation practices. The teachings of the Buddha and Jesus do share similarities, particularly with regards to the practice of withdrawing to quiet places to connect with the divine or to engage in prayer or contemplation. Both teachings emphasize on the importance of going inwards to cultivate a sense of inner peace and to connect with a higher power. In the realms of science, meditation has now been proven to allow ourselves to bypass the conscious mind and to access the greater subconscious mind to fire and wire the neural networks in our brain that regulates the body's ability to self-heal. So when we look at the science of meditation, we see that it actually provides us with a gateway to move beyond the limitations of our conscious mind, which, by the way, is only responsible for 10% of the brain's activity. Through consistent meditation practice, we can activate this part of our brain, and in doing so, we initiate a process that can rewire the neural pathways that is responsible for the body's self-healing abilities in all aspects. Maybe physical illnesses that you have, mental illnesses that you think you have, or even the spiritual illnesses that you feel you have. Which is why in this modern day we live in, napapatunayan na po through real data that people who meditate regularly are more likely to live longer and healthier lives. And why is that? So one of the byproducts of meditation, according to new science, is what we call a heart-brain coherence. It is said that being in the meditative state automatically synchronizes our hearts and our brains and aligns its individual rhythms into a synchronous harmony, like how singing bowls sound better when the notes of the singing bowls that you're playing with are in resonance with each other. Or how every song sounds better when you hear subtle layer of harmony, which we Filipinos call yung pag nagbe-blending yung mga boses. Overall, Braden's research suggests that the heart and the brain are actually intimately connected, and that by cultivating coherence between these two seemingly individual organs, we can actually tap into the full potential of our minds, bodies, and soul and experience a greater health, happiness, and overall well-being. But at this point, hindi pa rin talaga nasasagot yung tanong natin kung ano pa talaga yung meditation. Sa dami-dami ng explanations na pinoprovide ng iba't ibang religions, cultures, and even science. But before we finally answer this very important question, it's very important for you to understand that the ideas and the teachings of both Jesus, the Buddha, and even science of what meditation is are only 3 systems out of infinity that helps us try to understand what meditation is and how to do it. Meditation is an experience that is unique to everyone, and for that, I believe that every person in the world can try to define what meditation is for them, and one way or another, they'd be right. Because there really isn't one way, one perfect way of defining what meditation is or what it isn't. At the end of the day, the concept of meditation is so profound, it cannot be limited to one definitive interpretation or explanation. So, for some people, meditation is simply emptying the mind. For some, it's becoming aware of the mental distortions that we self-create in our own minds, such as the fears that we have and the ways that we can overcome them. For others, it's really just a way to release stress after a long day of work. I've been studying meditations ever since I was 10. I attended a kids' meditation class when I was 10, volunteered to assist at the temple at 12, and it went on until I was 17, attending various courses of Buddhist Zen meditation throughout those 6 years. But honestly, after 6 years of only focusing on Zen meditation, I've actually only understood meditation a bit deeper once I started to learn other systems of meditation, such as the Christian way or the Hindu way. But the game changer was really when I started talking to different people about their personal experiences with meditation, how they personally meditate, and their personal realizations of what meditation is and what it actually does. One specific conversation that I had was changed the paradigm for me, which in a way changed the way I viewed meditation forever, was through a late-night conversation with my soul brother and my personal shaman, and one of the few people that I call my mentor, Coy Gray. In our conversation, he shared with me that for him, meditation is simply being present. And in that simple sentence, that simple idea is the truth of it all. Hear this. Meditation is simply tuning in to the present moment, the only moment that truly ever exists. It was in that conversation that made me realize that meditation is not just about sitting still, not moving, and putting your hands in fancy mudras, but simply just being present. So, yung mga naiinis kasi feeling nila wala silang progress sa meditation nila because they're easily distracted or cannot focus at all, maybe, just maybe it starts with first allowing yourself to witness and to be present, to understand the obstacles keeping you away from having a clear mind and, in a way, a more mindful self. So in essence, even catching yourself become distracted is part of the process of learning how to put yourself in a meditative state, either with your eyes closed as you tune inwards to be present with yourself through the depths of your own inner world, or whether you're taking a hike or riding a bike or swimming at the beach as you become present with the beautiful world around you, you are meditating. Some people find their presence when they sit still and do nothing. That's okay. But some people find their presence much stronger when they go out in the nature, when they climb up a tree or a mountain, and whenever they celebrate life. There are people who prefers to be present with themselves through different activities like playing chess, becoming present with your thought processes, playing sports, becoming aware of your muscle movements, or painting, driving, and playing music. At core, meditation is simply tuning into the present moment. And siguro, dito rin natin pwedeng sabihin that meditation and the experiences we get from meditation is simply separated by degrees of how present we are. May it be becoming so present that you hear the divine hum of God, that you enter a transcendental state of consciousness where you enter a full-blown out-of-body experience and enter union with the divine, and to experience the magic beyond the limits of your mind as you enter different dimensions of reality, or simply being present enough to actually just release the negative energy and to release the negative thoughts that we constantly allow in our heads. Bottom line, meditation is simply being present with yourself. There are more than 7 billion people in the world, and each person experiences this world very differently. So what makes us think that there is only one way to experience and define the beautiful things that God gives to us? At the end of the day, it really just boils down to how you understand it and how you interpret it to your own self. So now that you understand what meditation is and how meditation has been part of humanity through different ages, baka siguro ngayon interesado na kayo matuto mag-meditate, or rather, to learn how to consciously enter a meditative state. If you're interested to learn how to meditate, I've been meditating since I was 10, and I have made a separate video compiling the things that I've learned and the different ways meditation was taught to me that you can watch in under 15 minutes to finally kickstart your journey towards mindfulness and enlightenment. So don't forget to click like and to subscribe, and to also turn on the bell notifications so if ever I post more videos like this, you'll get notified first. That's all for this video. My name is Gabriel Thoth, and I hope you got something very valuable in this video that you will be able to take with you for the rest of your life.